Hi, folks. Welcome back to the Tiger Sports Show, where we run down all the action that's been happening in Tiger Sports and take a look at what's coming next. I'm Greg Mays. I've got my co-host and little brother here today, Trent Mays. How you doing, Trent?
Oh, we're doing good. Things are getting back to normal on my end in Hastings, Tigerland. So we got to work this week and just a little sore. So
All right, that's good. Things have been getting a little crazy on my end, but that's always good to keep it interesting. All right, well, let's dig right in. Let's talk about the Tiger football team. Made the trip down Interstate 80 last week to top 10 ranked and undefeated Seward Blue Jays. Took a loss 30-7, but what were your overall impressions of the game, Trenner?
I thought they had a lot of good things that happened, especially on defense. Coach Shu threw a curveball for everybody, including the Seward Strive announcers, and started senior, my favorite Dreer, Mr. Bo Dreer at quarterback, and they were looking for a spark and a change, and uh, Bo just gave him that a little bit, and I really loved the defense. They went toe to toe with Seward, who has a very nice offense, and they got into a little bit of a groove and made them work. And then, like you said in pre-production, Seward hit some big plays. So, but that's pretty much high school football now.
I really thought that the offensive line maybe looked as consistent as they have looked all year. You know, opening some things up. Um, you had Bo back there, like you said, most of the time. I'm not sure Johnny didn't start though, but Bo played a lot of quarterback,
Bo,
and I thought the offensive line got some good things going on. I was just watching on Strive, so I may have missed something.
yeah,
Seward just hit too many big plays, and the Tigers were having to finish long drives, and they kept having just one play kind of sidetrack them. And but I thought really maybe some movement forward. It sounds weird, they had won 2 games in a row, but I thought in ways maybe the Tigers played a little bit better Friday night.
yeah. Bo got the start. We were expecting Johnny to start, but they just went a little different route. Johnny came in when Bo got hurt on what I thought was a questionable hit. They called us for a peel back block on one of the interceptions or something. But Bo gets hammered into the ground almost on his head, and there's no call. To me, that's got to be figured out because that was on the white. So I was yelling at my Strive pretty good then. But Johnny came in. I thought the offensive line, they got 2 young guys in there, Jones and my favorite Hamburger, Brady Hamburger, in there on the right side, and they just started to gel a little bit. Jet got some holes. Even Oakland got going a little bit. Jet's a nice little mix for the Tigers and had the Tigers score in the second half. And I liked what we saw. I thought there was a lot of encouraging signs on both sides of the ball. Um, Defensively, they made Seward earn what they got, and then obviously the big plays come into play, and the Tigers went down. But I took away. I was feeling good, I guess.
Yeah, a tough district opener, very good Seward team. I don't know after the way Aurora played the other night if you can call Seward the favorite or not. Aurora looked pretty dang good. I had
Yeah,
that going on split screen as they were playing York. Wow, they looked fantastic. So I'm not sure who the favorite is there. I'm not sure those two teams. I'm not sure when they hook up. It'll be a little bit, but Jet Samuelson got the late score for the Tigers to make it 37. That call that you were talking about on the interception return, that was Jet too. He came in Monday morning. He said, "Coach, I didn't know I couldn't cut block on an interception return."
yeah,
He said he turned on that interception, saw a big old linebacker coming, and so he went low on him. That's what you do. And
yeah.
he said, "I just didn't know. I didn't know." He walloped him pretty good on the cut block. I said, "Yeah, Jed, I don't think you can do that." But he
No,
knows now, and that was good aggressive play. Overall, a lot of good things. We're into district play. Tigers still sitting at 2 wins. I haven't done the playoff math, but there's no way if they don't get to 4, there's no way. So,
Yeah.
that makes this week's game with York big. In the district, you're looking at these home games maybe as their best chance to get a couple. So Friday night, that'll be big, and we'll kind of talk about that game, I think, at the end of the show. But maybe we shift gears now and go out to the softball diamond. What's been going on with the Tiger softballers, top rated? They're still number 2, number 3 in the state, Trenner?
They're number two. World Herald fixed their little rating snafu from a week ago, so might have sent them a late night text when they said we blew a lead at Elkhorn, but that wasn't the case. But anyway, Tigers went out to Crete on Saturday. Definitely the tougher of the two rackets. All teams were in the top 5. Class A Millard South, Bennington, and our friends from up 281 GR Northwest, who just moved up for late breaking news from the Lincoln Journal. They moved up to number 3, so they're right behind us now in that. Lost a tough one to Millard South, had a bad inning, had booted the ball a little bit. But made a great comeback to get it to 8-6. Rallied to beat Bennington, who's was a 50-point win for us. They were Division I opponent, so it helped our points. Beat them 9-8 in a time limit. Most of these games and triangulars on Saturday or tournament formats end up in time limits. And then came back with a big win against GR Northwest. Definitely secured the home sub-district for Smith softball and the Hastings Tigers. Alyssa Breckner, what a performance. Comes in cold. They threw all 3 pitchers. They threw Faith against Millard South. They came in with P. Hud, Peyton Hudson against Bennington. And then what can you say? Alyssa Breckner, transfer from Donovan Trumbull. Having 3 pitchers is just huge for the Tiger softball for the softball team. They beat GR Northwest 8-3. They also pitched their second pitcher. So Alyssa just came in and threw a great game. Tigers got some at-bats going. They had a busy week the last 2 days. It was fun to keep track. They went to Aurora on Monday. They had a triangular with GICC in Aurora. Just came out with guns blazing and their hair on fire. Took care of Aurora.
Yeah, I was over at Aurora.
Yeah.
I was over at Aurora, and just that scoreboard looked like a pinball machine. I was sitting over at the JV game. I could only see the varsity scoreboard, and I would look up, and it would be 7-1 Tigers, and then I'd watch a little JV. I'd look over, it's 12-1 Tigers. I'd watch a little JV. I'd look over, it was 17-3. It was 21-2. I mean, the scores were just going all over. Balls were flying out. KK Laux took out a home run. We got a lot of girls hitting a lot of home runs, but KK usually isn't doing it. So it was quite an offensive night for the Tigers.
First one of her career. So I got to watch the highlights on Channel 5. She was jumping up and down. That night, the Tigers crushed 8 homers and 31 hits in the 2 games. And then they get great pitching from P. Hud, Peyton Hudson again, and Faith Molina. So our 2 anchors of our staff. And then you throw in Alyssa Breckner, the junior. Last night, they go to Kearney. Beating Kearney is a little less than beating GR Northwest in my book now, but getting wins over Kearney is also always nice, given the history of playing them when we were in school. Kearney's got a great field. I missed the bus yesterday, didn't get on it to go. They actually didn't really know.
I got to tell you, and you know me, I don't like anything about the city of Kearney. I don't like anything. It's a failed capitalistic experiment as far as I'm concerned. But that new field is beautiful. It's beautiful, and it's designed for kids. The softball fields are girls' fast pitch fields. They aren't playing any old man beer league at these fields. And they build up a berm in the center, where our concession stand is. Yeah, they build up a berm So you're sitting along the side of a hill if you're behind the plate. You can stand up above there. Great view. I honestly, the only place I've watched softball that has a better view is in Haymarket Park watching the Cornhuskers. I mean, that's just it's a beautiful little setup, and I love that it's focused on kids. So they got they got money rolling out of the taps in Kearney sometimes. I'm glad they really used them to build something nice for the kids.
Yeah, I was over there this summer for the Hastings Little League. I got to walk around there. My favorite part is the Challenger Field. Hoping maybe to take it once we get our Bambino League with our Little League back up and going, that we can possibly go over and play there. It's a turf field. It's really flat, and it was just really nice. I loved the Challenger Field when I was over there. We beat Kearney 9-0 in the first game. Faith Molina, the game went the distance, which is rare for the Tigers. It was good to see them have to go through a 7-inning game. Faith Molina goes complete game victory, gives up just 2 hits and 12 Ks. So she was dealing. The Tigers hit 6 triples last night in the doubleheader sweep, which I was told by my sources today that 6 triples in 2 softball games, had 4 in the opener, is just sort of unheard of with the 225-yard fences. But they're saying that field played a lot bigger than what it was due to not having the snow fences and a permanent fence.
Big, tall fences, and of course, you weren't having any balls escape under the fence, and turning into doubles, which happens a lot with the temporary fencing. Did Sammy Schmidt have any of those triples?
I think Sammy had 2, actually. So Sammy was dealing. Yep. P. Hud had a triple. Kalen had a triple. Had a couple.
I was thinking last week, why haven't we been talking about Sammy Schmidt? Well, it's because she's a grown-up now. She's a junior. We expect her to be doing those things. I saw her in the hallway. I'm like, come on, Sammy, you got to really make news to get on the show. But 2 triples, I think that makes it in, even if you're a junior.
Yeah, she did. So, but it was a good night. The bats get going. So we had one big piece of news out of last night. Kaylin Schultz hit her 19th homer last night, which she's all about the team, and I love that about Kaylin. She's not about any of her personal stats. She's all about getting the team W's, and I just love that about this girl. She did set a Class B state record with 62 career homers. And I know a little bit more info, but I'm not willing to get into that. We're going to let her finish her senior career. But 62 homers over a career. Just totally, the Tiger record was 44. I just looked that up on the board when we were cleaning doors in the North Gym today. There's no record for triples. There's got to be a record for triples now, because there isn't. But 62 homers in a career.
I know a couple things. All right. Number one, I know there's no way she should have even been pitched to 19 times this year. Should have been walking her. I've been signaling that the whole way. There's no way you should even pitch to her 19 times. So I blame the collective coaching staffs around the state. But man, she's a great hitter. The progress of girls softball you can see in that record too, because I can remember when another Tiger, the great Libby Napple, owned that record, but it was in the high 20s. Trent.
Yeah,
it was in the high 20s, and Libby wasn't exactly playing in the 1970s. Trenner, she was playing in 2015.
Yeah, and then you add in. Oh man, what is her name?
They're playing a few more games. Ellie McCoy owned the record for a while, right? She's the one who owned it in the 40s.
Yeah, Ellie has it now. She had it at 44 for the career record, but the state record, Ellie's got 24. So Kaylin's chasing that a little bit too. So
in a season,
the season record.
All right.
So,
okay. Well, there's more softball to play.
She's chasing another record down the road, but we're just gonna let her keep getting in a groove and let her have fun and get some team W's. So
let her swing that bat. Hey, we know now. I mean, we don't have confirmation, but the math is pretty clear that all postseason softball for the Tigers is going to be in Hastings, right? We're going to be in districts next week, and we're going to host that sub-district. Then when it's district final time, we're going to be hosting that. Is that the way you see it?
Yeah, that's on Friday's district final. So Monday, Tigers will open at 2:00. Unofficially, we'll open against GICC. Adams Central will play our friends from GI Northwest Vikings at 4, and then it's single elimination. So the championship game will be at 6 or so after that. So,
okay. Then, win or lose, the Tigers are going to advance to a district final on Saturday. And it looks to me where the Tigers are sitting that we're going to see somebody, maybe a Seward, maybe an Omaha Gross, maybe a Waverly, maybe an NEN.
Yeah, I just playing NEN.
I don't know what NEN is. What's
I have
NEN?
no clue either. I think it's got to be.
All right, we got a week and a half to look that up.
But that would be next Friday. Right. So that would be a week from Friday. Is district final.
It's not Saturday, it's a week from Friday.
No, the only reason it was Saturday a couple of years ago because it was too cold. And I froze at that game, but I'll go.
Isn't it a best of 3 series?
Yeah, but they're
going to play a best of 3 series on Friday?
Yeah, they
started. So it's going to start in the afternoon.
Yeah, yep. So I will be out there, cold, rain, sleet, snow, heat. Doesn't matter, I'll be there. I don't miss district finals.
I might have to take my class on a field trip.
Yeah, so hopefully lots of softball ahead for those girls. So we just keep hitting the ball and keep playing some D, ladies. That's what I say.
Well, and there's one more regular season game on the schedule, a pretty big one, postponed from earlier in September. Yes. Tomorrow, supposed to be hosting North Platte. Now, the weather's iffy, but I checked with my in-house meteorologist, and Mrs. Mays says she thinks there's a chance they get that game in. It's supposed to be, you don't think there's a chance? You're shaking her
not
off?
Really. Yeah, because I'm more of a weather nerd than she is. But
are they going to play tomorrow?
It's senior night, so I hope they do.
If they don't play tomorrow, they'll celebrate senior night at the football game on Friday. But I got a trivia question for everybody, and I know Trent can't answer this, so everybody can jump on Twitter, send the answer to me at Coach Mays. Okay, we've got a senior class here that we're going to be honoring the next couple days. That's won how many games in their 4-year career? How many games do you think the Tigers have won? Trent, I'm going to let you guess, and then I'm going to go higher or lower and help the people out in the Twitterverse because you're not going to get the number right.
So, does that include this year?
That's 4 years. Counting this year. They won games this year. They have some wins. Right.
Now you're putting me on the spot.
You need this year's record to help you?
I know it's 26.
Yep. 26-4 this year.
Here,
so what's the total wins?
Yeah, just
let me can't look it up.
I'm just gonna write it on my print. I gotta add it up for math.
Okay, you do math. I'm going to talk about what we know about last week in Tigerland. All right. Yeah. Last week in Tigerland, couple big wins by the freshman team. 18-0 win over York. And then yesterday they got a 3-touchdown win over the Creek Cardinals, both at home. The Little Frosh Tigers have 4 straight wins now. 4-2 record. Looking pretty good. We got softball. We talked about that a little bit. We had the Varsity Tigers volleyball is still working right at about 500, as they keep kind of bouncing around there. They picked up a couple wins last week over Crete and over Class A North Platte. Now, that's not a great Class A North Platte team, but the Tigers took care of business, won that one 3-1. That's always a nice win. They split with Amherst and Lexington, and then last night they got swept by Columbus, another Class A team. And so the Tigers are 10-11 on the year, still building. It's quite a while till sub-districts. Sub-districts aren't till late October for them. All the way till Halloween, I think, is district final day. So plenty of time for the Lady Tigers to build momentum. They're playing a schedule that just is putting them all over the place and hopefully is getting them ready for that. Varsity Tennis, the boys finished third out of 8 teams in their own invite, so that was big. We had the marching band was at Columbus last week, and I don't think they scored that. I don't think we got ratings at that. JV football, Trent. Did you see the JV football score?
Yes, I did. I have a lowdown on that. Talked to Coach Kruger, sort of the head coach with Coach Kissinger and the crew. A big 60-0 win over the Lexington JVs. They took everybody. They took all the sophomores, all the juniors. Got a lot of experience. Had some pick sixes, some big touchdown runs. I think Johnny had a couple passes when he got in there. The freshman, Mr. Verton, Chance got in there with some passes. They're up 44-0 at halftime. So they're just stringing together some good things on that JV team. They got a lot of talented sophomores getting some snaps. And that's the whole key, is getting experience, getting snaps for the quarterbacks. I love the 2 sophomore running backs, Mr. Lightning, Mr. Thunder, Spino, Carlos, and Naz Robinson. So they do a really good job. And then the little Tigers on the freshmen with Coach Verton, Coach Vetter, and Coach O. They've strung together 4 wins. They don't have a lot of depth, but they have a lot of talented kids there who bleed Tiger orange and black. And I post on my Tiger football page that the future's bright, and they just keep chugging out and getting experience. So
Coach Vetter and Coach Order are going to have some big games coming up with McCook and then Kearney. Now, McCook, we know they're going to bring some sophomores, because the word we're hearing is they only have 9 freshmen on the team. So they got to bring at least 2 sophomores by my math. Kind of some big district news. It looks like McCook will go down to Class C next year, and that might open up a spot for the Tigers to move west, which makes that Lexington game big, because Lexington could be in our district. But we'll know all about that in February when we get the new 2-year scheduling. Some other things on the Tigers, looking ahead, the week ahead. Oh, I know. Hold it. One more thing about the week past. On Monday, the cross-country team was over at the big UNK invite. Always a big invite, kind of dress rehearsal for state. The Tigers didn't place anybody in the top 20 of either the boys or girls races, but the girls finished top 10 as a team.
that's cool. Yeah.
So that was kind of encouraging. Another thing that was encouraging is they finished above Gehring. The Gehring girls have been pretty salty lately, and it looks like they've come down to earth a little bit. And remember, the Tigers are going to be heading west here at the end of next week, I think, or the beginning of the next. They're heading to Gothenburg for the big Western District. Scotts Bluff has some pretty good teams. It's always kind of tough to judge. Both our cross-country teams will be trying to get in the top 3 to qualify. Before that, producer Tate reports the cross-country is heading down to Phillipsburg, Kansas, to a meet we've never been in, kind of down to where our grandpa grew up, down in that area, somewhere by Smith Center, I'm sure. And they're running down there, so that's kind of exciting for Coach Rosno's crew. Some other things in the future. Of course, we got the softball doubleheader hopefully happening tomorrow. That would be the end of the JV season. By the way, too, JV softball's put together a nice 17-8 record. So pretty good. Then we got some conference action. The only 2 conference meets that still live on in the old GNAC. Our golf girls will head to McCook to play Heritage Hills in the golf meet on Friday, October 1st. And then the next day, the tennis boys will head to North Platte to battle the GNAC teams there. On that same day, the varsity girls volleyball is going to head to Columbus for a little tournament action at Lakeview. Or maybe that's just a one match, but I think it's tournament. The band, Trent, has a doubleheader. They're marching at Harvest of Harmony in Grand Island. Then they're reloading the buses, heading down to the Capital City event in Lincoln. How's that for a day? How'd you like to have a ball game in Grand Island in the morning and then go to Lincoln for the afternoon?
Yeah, they got a Division I Superior for band. One of our Facebook viewers, Christina Norris, sent that in. So I get to listen to them every morning. I got to watch a march yesterday, Coach. They were out doing the street work yesterday.
They were on the streets. I saw that too.
They sound great as normal. Best band in the land. and I love listening
I
to
hope
them.
I hope the crowd will get the full zombie show again Friday night. I'm not sure with the double competition on Saturday, but hopefully they'll get to see the full zombie show again. I really enjoyed that one. On Sunday, hey, this is big trend. On Sunday, the YMCA Youth Football League is going. And you know, my old buddy Chris Shookeye has got kind of a juggernaut in that league. He's running up scores on people.
Flag
Yeah, he's
football.
coaching a team.
Oh,
He
wow.
is the mastermind of flag football, Chris Shookeye. Yeah, so he's getting it done. You might want to go out there and watch because it's
I'm
speed
gonna have
football. It's
to.
just like you like.
Yeah,
Just
I
like you
like
like.
speed.
No
I've been
blocking
over.
and
I've seen some of that. I've seen some of that
all right.
football. So.
Then Monday, we've got the softball girls going to be hosting that sub-district. We've already talked about that. Got to take care of business against teams like Central Catholic and Adams Central and Aurora. But the big game everybody's going to be waiting for is Hastings versus Northwest, wouldn't you say, Trent?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. So that the final should be at 6 on Monday. I do have my guess for the wins in 4
You got your
years.
guest? Okay, hold off just a second. Let me get through the rest of the schedule. On Monday, JV football's playing Donovan in what we kind of call a scrimmage, right?
Yeah,
For
it's a
scheduling
scrimmage.
purposes.
Coach Kruger
Yeah,
said it'll be a good experience for him. So
good. Then we've got volleyball hosting again next Tuesday. So people who haven't got a chance to see the volleyball team yet, get in there. The girls have a little triangular going. Beatrice and Granville Northwest will be in town. The JVs will be playing too. And then tennis is hosting York that day. So there'll be a lot of activity Tuesday in Tigerland because you know district softball isn't a one-day thing, is it?
yeah, it is now. It's one
It's
day.
one day.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
3 games.
Well, it all gets done Monday, so people can go to volleyball and tennis on Tuesday. All right. Before we talk about this Friday's football game, what's your guess? How many wins do the Tiger girls have in softball in the last 4 years? This senior class.
114.
You cheated, Tren.
No, I didn't. I'll show you
You were
my
looking it up.
scratches. No, I
Show the
didn't.
math.
That's my
Wow.
scratches right there. Boom.
Well, that's impressive. That's impressive trivia work by you. All right.
I hit it right.
What do you know about York? What's going on?
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Yes. What do you know about the York boys coming in? What are the keys for the Tigers?
Trent is not a cheater. Take that off first, right there. I did my math.
Enough about you.
Okay, Tiger football.
What are the keys?
Sounds like both Tiger football time. It sounds like Bo's still a quarterback. I think it's a ball control thing, and we're looking for a spark, and I think it's starting to come. We just gotta, and it's just Bo. Bo's Bo. He's got the hair flowing out the back. York's probably going to be a little cranky with us because we've had some lopsided games with them, especially last year. 2 years ago.
And they got woodshedded last week by Aurora.
They did. So they've got a lot of young players.
They don't like each other.
There's some Snodgrasses still playing. I know they're high. Yeah. I think it's their sophomore class now, which is equal with ours. Many of them are playing. So the Tigers just need to get some more confidence.
Several softies playing in the offensive line just like we do. That's one reason I think this game should be a battle. You know, when you look at scores, York got a big win week 1, beating Crete in overtime. That one looked pretty good early. I'm not sure it looks as good now. They handled Alliance like we did. They won 27-6. They had that at home. Yeah. They lost to McCook, and honestly, they went out to McCook and played them tougher than we did. So that's an edge to the Dukes. They beat Ralston 8-7. Not a strong Ralston team, a good-looking Ralston team. I love the Columbia blue and red, but not a great Ralston team. And then they, like I said, they kind of got woodshedded by Aurora. The clock was running in the whole second half. As Tiger fans come out, there's probably a couple names you want to be thinking about. Running back, linebacker Marley Jensen. In the papers, Coach Snodgrass really talks about how Marley makes them go when they go. So keep an eye, look his number up right away, Marley Jensen. And then the quarterback is Ryan Sivers. And I thought this was an interesting quote from Coach Snodgrass. I think this was back first week of the season. He said, I thought Ryan Sivers did well in his first varsity start. We've been getting Ryan ready to play quarterback since the 4th grade, and he made a lot of smart decisions. So I assume that he's kind of a wonderkin quarterback, probably a sophomore. Sivers, that's a softball name from York. I'm sure he's somebody's little sister. Little brother, excuse me. Carly probably. And so we'll see how he handles it. But it sounds like two teams that match up pretty well. So I'm excited for Friday night.
Yes, me too. I'm still happy. So 114 was right?
Exactly right. Tiger girls, seniors, 114 wins,
Wow.
looking to add to it. That's got to be the record. I haven't checked on the record, but that's a lot of wins. I'll check. I mean, we've had some amazing senior classes. We've had some amazing runs, but man, that's a lot of wins. All right, Trent, we're already over our half-hour mark. It's time for you to give us the last word.
Well, I'm just glad my math worked out because I got my scratches and I was very impressed with my math.